Breaking right now, Prince Harry is terrified that a deportation order demanding that he leaves the United States of America for lying on his immigration documents about whether he took illegal drugs could be just around the corner.
Prince Harry's immigration status in the United States has become a subject of intense public debate. The controversy stems from the Duke of Sussex's recent admission of past drug use, detailed in his memoir Spare. This revelation has raised questions about the validity of his visa application, potentially jeopardizing his residency in the US. The situation is further complicated by the involvement of prominent figures like Nile Gardiner and former President Donald Trump, who have publicly voiced their concerns and potential actions regarding the matter.
And the election of Donald Trump as US president changes the game, according to Nile Gardiner from the Heritage Foundation, which is pursuing this case against Prince Harry. Nile, so great to have you back on Outspoken. Tell me exactly where this court case is at.
Well, thanks very much, Dan, for asking about the court case. And I think as many of your viewers are aware, there was a recent court ruling that basically meant that the Biden administration would not have to release Prince Harry's immigration records. The Heritage Foundation sued the Department of Homeland Security for the release of Prince Harry's records because we want to ensure that there has been openness and transparency, that there's been no dishonesty on the part of Prince Harry with regard to his immigration application. But the judge, the federal judge, ruled that Prince Harry's privacy should be respected, and so we are looking into appealing that ruling, but we're also calling for the release of all documentation in relation to this court case, and we are urging full transparency and accountability here, Dan, because we believe the American people have the right to know if Prince Harry lied or not on his application, whether he was given any kind of preferential treatment by the United States administration. And so all we're asking is for the release of these records, and then the American people can see what's in them. And then if Prince Harry lied on his application, then he should be removed from the United States. And it's as simple as that.
The potential consequences for Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle are significant. Deportation from the US would be a major upheaval for the couple, who have established their lives in California. It could also further strain their relationship with the British royal family and impact their various business ventures. As the situation unfolds, the world watches to see how this immigration controversy will be resolved and what it means for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's future.
And I should mention as well, Dan, that in the ruling, the legal ruling that was released, there are significant elements of that ruling that are redacted in terms of the details relating to Prince Harry's application. We're calling for the full disclosure of the contents of the ruling and the full transparency here with regard to all the documentation relating to the case. Now, as you mentioned, of course, Dan, that President Trump's election is a huge game changer, and our legal action was taken against the Biden administration, the Department of Homeland Security specifically. But you're going to have a new U.S. administration in place in just a few months' time, and they will then have the discretion to decide what to do with Prince Harry's immigration records. So the new administration could release those records. President Trump, as the president, could order the release of the records. The Department of Homeland Security could launch a review of the records. So there are multiple things that could happen here. But my view is that there's a very good chance and likelihood that we will see the release of Prince Harry's immigration records by the new US administration. We are strongly urging the next president to release Harry's records to the American people. And President Trump has made it absolutely clear that if Harry lied on his application, then appropriate action would be taken against Harry. Lying on an immigration application is a criminal offense. And it's a very serious matter, and that would result in deportation of the individual concerned. And so, so I say to Prince Harry now, if you have nothing to hide, support the release of those immigration records for the American people to see. And I expect that we will see ultimately the release of those.
Well, I really hope so. I really hope so, because if you look at Trump's career, Niall, he's always been about transparency when it comes to this type of thing. Remember when he campaigned, for example, for the release of Obama's birth certificate when he was first entering the political arena all of those years ago. And look, I know we don't know for sure, but you only have to use common sense to think that there's no way that Harry would have written on his legal documentation, oh yeah, by the way, I took lots of illegal drugs with the Friends star Courtney Cox while in America. That is exactly what he boasted about in Spare. And I guess the key point is that Trump has said previously that he doesn't believe that Prince Harry deserves the sort of protection that he's clearly been granted by Joe Biden's administration. He was mates with Joe Biden. The slight fly in the ointment, from where I see it, Niall, and I'm interested in your view on this, is that Donald Trump has the utmost respect for King Charles. In The Art of the Surge, which was the documentary on X released before the election, you actually see Trump talking about his huge love and respect for King Charles, not just the late Queen Elizabeth III. He is as enamored with Charles. Now, the problem is this is Charles's son. And let's be honest, Charles doesn't need the headache of Harry coming back to the UK. So do you think there's the possibility that Trump might end up going soft on Harry, not because of his views about Harry and Meghan, which he has made publicly clear, and he's disgusted about the fact, by the way, that Harry betrayed the late Queen just before her death, but because of his personal relationship with King Charles?
In his explosive memoir, Spare, Prince Harry candidly confessed to using various illegal drugs, including cannabis, cocaine, and magic mushrooms. This admission has sparked controversy due to its implications for his US visa application. US immigration law requires applicants to disclose any past drug use. Failure to do so can be grounds for visa denial or, in some cases, deportation. The question now arises, did Prince Harry accurately disclose his past drug use when applying for his US visa? If he omitted this information, it could be considered a breach of US immigration law. This potential discrepancy has provided ammunition to those who believe Harry should be subject to deportation proceedings. The severity of the situation hinges on the specific details of Harry's visa application and the extent of his drug use, information that is not yet publicly available.
Yeah, those are all very, very good points. And of course, whatever action will be taken by the next president, that's a matter, of course, for President Trump and his new administration. But my sense is that President Trump has always been a huge supporter of the US-UK special relationship. In fact, I've been in meetings with him at the White House when he was president, discussing the special relationship and Brexit, and he's a big backer of Brexit. He loves the UK, he loves the royal family. He has immense respect for the royal family and for Great Britain, its rich history, heritage, culture. He loves the British people. He loves the United Kingdom, and I think that at the same time, of course, Donald Trump is a very strong believer in the enforcement of US immigration laws, the rule of law, and border controls, and I think that Prince Harry will be treated no differently, frankly, to anyone else who applies to the United States. And of course, Prince Harry has spent a lot of his time the last few years attacking relentlessly the royal family, and Donald Trump himself spoke about Harry betraying the Queen, and Trump is back as US president. So he dearly loves the royal family, and he has a very close connection to the royal family. But at the same time, he's expressed strong dissatisfaction with what Harry has said about the royal family, and most Americans have been appalled by what Harry has done. The royal family is very popular here in the United States, Dan. Most Americans love the royal family, and Prince Harry has been trashing the royal family together with Meghan Markle for the last few years, and Donald Trump has been absolutely appalled by that. And I think, as President Trump, said he will take appropriate action if Harry lied on his application, and I do think there is a clear public interest in the release of Prince Harry's immigration records, and I do appeal to the next president to release those records to the American people. And of course, that is a decision for the president himself and his administration to take. But I strongly urge President Trump to release Prince Harry's immigration records so everyone can see what's in them. This is a matter of openness, transparency, and enforcing U.S. immigration law. And Donald Trump has championed the enforcement of America's immigration laws.
Exactly. Just
and I
because
think Prince Harry should not be treated any differently anyone else. And the Biden administration has fought tooth and nail to protect Prince Harry. Why have they done so? And I do think, Dan, this is a can of worms that once you open it, it's not pleasant what we will potentially see with regard to Harry's application. And let's see that can of worms opened up for the public to see what's in it.
Fully support what the Heritage Foundation is doing, and I hope you have great success. I've been tracking this case for a very long time.
Nile Gardiner, a prominent Conservative figure and the director of the Margaret Thatcher Centre for Freedom at the Heritage Foundation, has been a vocal critic of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Gardiner has seized upon Harry's drug use admission, arguing that it constitutes a potential violation of US immigration law. He has publicly called for an investigation into Harry's visa application, demanding transparency and accountability. The Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank based in Washington, D.C., filed a lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security seeking the release of Prince Harry's visa application. They argued that the public has a right to know if Harry was truthful on his application, especially given his high profile and political activism. However, a judge ruled against the Heritage Foundation in September 2024, citing privacy concerns. Despite this setback, Gardiner remains undeterred and continues to advocate for greater scrutiny of Harry's immigration status. The potential for former President Donald Trump to become involved in this controversy adds another layer of complexity. Trump, known for his hardline stance on immigration, has previously expressed his disapproval of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, particularly their criticisms of his administration. With Trump's recent election victory in November 2024, there is speculation that he might use his influence to pressure the Biden administration to take action against Harry. Gardiner has been actively lobbying the Trump administration to reopen the case and release Harry's immigration records. He believes that the Biden administration deliberately suppressed the release of these documents during the election season, and that Trump's return to the White House presents a fresh opportunity to expose any potential wrongdoing. While Trump has not made any definitive statements on the matter, he has indicated in the past that he believes individuals who lie on their visa applications should face consequences, including deportation. The possibility of Trump taking a personal interest in this case and using it to further his political agenda cannot be discounted.